All right. Hey guys, Justin Brock here, and another one of the temptations of a CEO, the 5 temptations of a CEO that Patrick Lencioni goes over in his book, Harmony over Accountability. Now remember, these titles are not something I'm suggesting you should pursue. In fact, it's the contrary. See, harmony over accountability is a temptation that a leader has because it is uncomfortable. But a business does not thrive on ambiguity. A business thrives, any organization or any type of process creating apparatus, it needs people to have accountability. It needs for people to have trust in the system and one another. And the only way that you can do that, to pursue true harmony, is actually through accountability. See, if you pursue harmony without accountability, what you're really doing is choosing a pacifism that allows you to not actually address any issue with anyone. And there's a multitude of problems that occur when you do that. Why do teams prioritize harmony? Well, it's pretty obvious. You know, it is not fun to tell someone when they're doing something wrong. It's not fun to address issues head on. It is not fun. Now, the more that you exercise the muscle of just coming to people and being honest, the easier that gets for you, and the more you realize it's actually more well received than you think it will be. Most of us avoid these conversations because conflict is not something that humans actually want to have, and you think that that conflict is going to be bigger than it is. It's kind of like if you go to get a shot, the worst part of a shot is worrying about the shot. It's not the actual shot itself, it's all that anticipation. So the anticipation of having a difficult conversation is worse than the conversation itself 99% of the time. That is why teams prioritize harmony. It's convenient, it's easy. However, the long-term consequences are much worse than any uncomfortable circumstance that the pursuit of accountability causes. So the consequences of choosing harmony over accountability: tolerating mediocrity. Tolerating mediocrity. Sometimes you can convince yourself that it's not worth addressing because, well, they're doing a good job, it's good enough. It's something I shouldn't bring up because, I don't want to rock the boat. But what you're doing is you're creating a business or an organization that is tolerating mediocrity versus saying, hey, this is okay, but what if we could get it to this level? Is that possible? And what you might find is that you're just readjusting expectations, and the person is completely aware that they're kind of just floating their work by, and then you can get them to say, you know what, I should pony up. I'm capable of it anyway. I've been taking a back seat to what my true potential is. So don't tolerate mediocrity. A great organization is never going to tolerate mediocrity. The erosion of trust. So the erosion of trust happens because if you don't address true issues, those issues become bigger, and the people within your organization begin to have issues with one another because you, as the leader, are not creating an organization that values people who address an issue head on. And then other people in your organization will follow suit because you are leading by example, a poor example. And then all of a sudden now you have tons and tons of people that have beef and issues with one another that isn't getting addressed head on. I can tell you today that I believe that I have some of that in my own organization. It's something that we're always trying to clear up. But I've learned the hard way that a lot of that could have been avoided if we'd had earlier conversations. So now my commitment is to reaffirm my desire to have all those conversations head on and just make sure that we're all on the same page all the time. Last is missed goals. If you have goals in your business and you tolerate mediocrity and erode the trust, you are going to have missed goals. And so if you think I can have a business that has people who don't trust one another and where mediocre results are getting by and I'm still going to accomplish my goals, you must not have very big goals. I want to go over Lencioni's solution. So Patrick writes this, and he has a few solutions that he wants to focus on. One is healthy conflict. Avoiding conflict is not good. You should have healthy conflict. How do we come together and hash out what an issue is so that we can find common ground? Sometimes between leaders, this should be in an individual setting. If I'm in an office, individual one-on-one, we can actually hash things out. In a group setting, as the CEO or as the leader, if you're the apex leader in that organization or in that setting, you need to make sure that your word goes right there, and then if there is some sort of conflict that we need to resolve, we can do that behind closed doors, right? Having those healthy conflicts, figuring out where the rubber meets the road and what the actual issue is imperative. So get in front of the issue and hit it head on, right? Building trust. How are we going to build trust? We're going to have healthy conflict, and we're going to set the example for other people to have healthy conflict and come to us when they have a problem with somebody else, right? Have that open door policy, create and foster an environment where people don't just tolerate mediocrity, don't just tolerate blind gossip, don't tolerate other people saying one thing and doing another behind the leaders' backs. Make sure that you're creating an environment where that is going to get weeded out very quickly. Lastly, stronger performance, which is a solution, but it is also the result of doing all the aforementioned things in your business. If you are any kind of leader, and if you are in the business at all and watching this, I know you are a leader, so make sure that you are taking the steps to choose accountability as the pursuit of true harmony over just blind, fake harmony over accountability. Thank you for watching. That's a video right there.